watching the 2025 SCAC Softball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Austin College softball program. Roos will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Brandon Johnson, along with leadership from senior Chyrsi Hemby. Chyrsi, coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into your third season, coming off a spectacular year there at Austin College a year ago, returning to the SCAC tournament for the first time since 2016, posting the most wins in the program since Austin College joined the SCAC back in 2007. What did you learn about this group going through that process last year, having the success that this team had, getting to places they hadn't been in a while? What did you learn about this team, and ultimately how excited to be back with this group again and getting ready to head into a new season?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm just super excited to be back. The returning players that we have that have really bought into the culture, it's just been amazing to see them spread that culture to the new group. If you look at our roster, I mean, half of our roster is new. And so it's really about taking what we did last year and the experiences and passing that on to this new group of girls. The people like Chyrsi who've been here since day one, her freshman year, she's been able to be a part and see the growth process where they started as a 7-win team, at one point, or a 3-win team to a 20-win team going to the playoffs. And so I think having people like that who can really explain where we were and where we're at, that's huge. And I think that it brings a better understanding of just how far we've come. And so one thing I learned about these girls is they're fighters. One thing that I've been saying over and over again is I want ballers. I want girls who are going to go out there and put every ounce of blood, sweat, and tear they have onto that field. And that's what they do. And I'm just really excited to see where we're going with this new group of girls too. And it's going to be a great year. I'm really excited about it.
Chyrsi, coming into this season, I know it's a big year for you. Obviously, your senior year, and coming off of the success that this team had, that like we talked about just a year ago, how did that impact this team, just in terms of the mindset, the attitude, and how excited are you to be back with this group, starting a new season, coming off of the success that last year brought?
I'm very exciting. Coming off last year, a complete change of everything, complete turnaround from the year before, my freshman year. The expectations are a lot higher. We expect to go to playoffs. So that wasn't really a mindset when I first came into this program. So now it's expectation. And we all just have fun. That's one big thing that happened last year, that everyone has the best chemistry I've ever had on a team. We all had fun and we enjoyed playing the game. And I think that helped us get as far as we did last year.
Coach, one of the things that we talked about this time a year ago, and a word you've even hit on, already today, is this idea of building the culture and getting it to a space of growth. And so I'm interested, how have you seen that culture continue to grow within your program, and how have you seen that growth kind of matriculate itself into some of these newcomers and seeing them buy into what has been built from that culture standpoint going into the season?
I think part of it, losing some of the players we lost to graduation is huge. First off, losing like a Lizzie Preston, a CJ Johnson, losing some of these girls who have been here, Lindsay Bush, Kaylee Rush, big losses, right? They bought into this culture and they really helped to develop where we're at today, and those are big losses. And so what we really had to do was, through recruiting, we had to find people who understood our culture and wanted to be a part of our culture. And so, we lost a lot, but the people that we're bringing in now, I think they truly understand that you can have success, but you can also have fun. You can do both. I think that's a common misconception in the game, is that you have to be serious 100% of the time. You have to run a team like a dictator to get wins. You don't. What it's about is building relationships with each of these girls individually. My relationship with Hemby is extremely different than it is with, Reagan Brinkley, a freshman. It's about building these relationships, earning trust, and having the ability to speak into their lives. And it translates to relationships and success on the field. And so I hope that answered the question.
Chyrsi, you're coming off an outstanding season individually, your junior campaign. You look at your numbers up across the board: at-bats, hits, RBIs, doubles, home runs, your average is up, slugging percentage up, on-base percentage all up. What does a season like that do for you in terms of your individual confidence? And what have you continued to work on as far as your growth individually, throughout the course of the offseason to continue to build that confidence in your senior year?
Yeah, it's given me a lot of confidence, but I'm also trying to not focus as my last season. I need to do better than last season. So like I'm just trying to have fun and enjoy it while I can. Try not too much pressure on myself. I feel like my earlier years, my freshman and sophomore year, I like tried to do the most I could to try to help the team. But last year I had no pressure. I knew the person behind me in my lineup knew could do just as same thing as I could. So I have the same confidence in this lineup as I did last year, and hopefully it'll work out and just continue in off season, just get as many reps as possible and focus on mentality and everything.
Coach, you've talked a little about, of course, no stranger to college athletics. Every year is a new team, and turnover is certainly part of the college athletics. But, even with the graduation of some players, you've got some really key returners coming back in a core with this group. You look at this lineup, 6 returners from last year's team that had 20 or more hits and 125 plus at-bats. You returned 150 innings from the circle last year. So there's a core group there that I'm sure you're really leaning on to kind of take that next step and to lead these newcomers into your program. So talk a little about some of these returners. Who do you expect to make impacts this year, and how much will you lean on them to help kind of build that culture and bring along some of those new faces in this program?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with this one, right? I mean, she was in the top 2, I think, in the entire country in doubles. I think she's 11 doubles away from being the all-time leader in SCAC history in doubles. That's insane. She's probably one of the most talented people I've ever coached, baseball or softball. And so, you got her coming back. You got Tori Fowler. Tori Fowler played left field last year. She's going to be in center field for us this year. She's just a freak. That's the best way to describe her. I've never seen anybody who can run like she can, and she was an All-American gymnast growing up, and now she's an unbelievable softball player. So you got her coming back. You got Haley and you got Alexis coming back on the mound. Both broke records last year on the mound for pitching. I mean, they both broke records, which is insane. Faith Butler's coming back. She's actually going to be moving a little bit around the diamond. Last year she was strictly an outfielder. This year we're going to see Faith at shortstop. We're going to see Faith at second. We're going to see what she can do. Hannah King comes back, a monster power hitter who plays third base like I've never seen before. She's coming back. We've got girls all across the diamond that are coming back and ready to make a difference. Tessa Contreras doesn't get really talked about a lot because of the at-bats she had last year. I expect her to get a lot more at-bats this year. She's an athlete. She could play all the infield spots. Great hitter. So we got a lot of returning talent. There's no question about it. We broke 26 school records last year in softball, 26. And so we do have a lot of talent coming back, but we also have 8 incoming freshmen. We got a total of 6 pitchers this year versus what we had last year. We have 7 slappers on the roster. We have transfers. We have freshmen. We got girls all across the diamond that are ready to make a difference. And so I'm just super excited to see where we go this year. I think that last year was a banner year. We went 8-31 to 20-20. That's a huge jump. I expect us this year to be competing for a conference title, and that is 100% what these girls expect as well. And so it's just going to be a great year. We're super excited about it.
Chyrsi, finally, as we wrap up with you, it's exciting to hear, coach's enthusiasm, hear your enthusiasm, because of the hard work that this group has put in over the past 18 plus months. And so, with all that being said, when you've had conversations with some of the other leaders within your clubhouse about some of those goals and expectations coming to the year with this new mindset, what have those conversations looked like? And, ultimately, what do you see as being key cogs in accomplishing those things going into this season?
Mostly our conversations are just trying to push the culture onto our new girls, have them come in and just embrace the culture that we already have set and not force anything onto them. Like, we can change our culture, but we don't want our culture last year was great, and we like to keep it as close as we can. And we had a lot of new girls, so it's kind of hard. I think we had like 10 new kids to like 11 returners, so it's kind of been difficult doing that. But it's been great. All the new girls have great attitudes about everything. We just try to keep pushing them to want to be there, be happy. Like, it's D3. We're not getting paid to be here. We'll all do it because we enjoy it. So just trying to enjoy it, and then trying to pressure that we don't have to win. No one expects anything else out of us. So just go surprise them. It's the best thing you can do. I mean, we did great last year compared to our other seasons, and just keep on doing that and just have fun while doing it.
And finally, Coach, similarly, what's the next step? What's been the message in this preseason to this group? How do you continue to push this group, challenge this group to take those next steps and, really sort of exhaust all of the talents that you've talked about within this roster heading into this season?
Yeah, I think the two biggest things that I'm hitting on, one of the words is disrespect, right? I tell these girls all the time, you should feel disrespected because of what we did last year and where we finished in all conference voting and all of that stuff. I mean, I know that's not a big deal, but it's a sign of, in my mind, hey, let's feel a little disrespected, a little disrespect. Let's go out there and take our anger out on some folks. But the other thing is one pitch at a time. I think it's so easy to worry about our last at bat, our last pitch, our last error, the future, what it's going to look like. My thing this year, last year, it was all about, culture and everything. And it's still about culture, but it's about playing the game one pitch at a time. And that pitch is all that matters in that moment. And we've really seen a lot of success in our scrimmages and our practices in that mentality. So, yeah, we're just really excited. I think that we're going to take some people by surprise this year. It's going to be fun.
Austin College head softball coach Brandon Johnson, along with leadership from senior Chyrsi Hemby. The Roos and Coach Johnson will open up the 2025 campaign when they take on Hardin-Simmons on February 1st. Coach Chyrsi, thanks so much for your time today. Best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.